Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's our webinar for Think Smart, Studying the Czech Republic virtual fair that will happen towards the end of this month on the 24th. The Czech Republic is a lovely country. So we want to tell you, my colleague Nicola and me, a bit more about the Czech Republic and about the student life and studies over here. We also have our own ambassador here, Alexa from the Philippines. Hi, Alexa.
Hello, hi everyone.
After our presentation, we will actually have a chit chat with Alexa. She will share her experiences from the student life in the Czech Republic, how she feels about it. And you can also, of course, ask us, Nicola and me and Alexa, any questions that you want, and we will answer them later on also after the interview. So I guess we're ready for a presentation. Great. Hope everything works. You can see our presentation. And at the very beginning, I mentioned the name of the virtual fair that will happen in a couple of weeks on the 24th is Think Smart, Studying the Czech Republic. And let me tell you why we think that you should think smart and actually decide to come and study in the Czech Republic. So, you know what? Do you want to study at a university with a great quality, but also affordability ratio? Do you want to have the time of your life? I guess you do, right? So that's why the Czech Republic is the hashtag smart choice for you. And let us give you all the information you need for that. The main reason why this is the thing is that the Czech Republic is actually high quality education with affordable living costs. So that's the reason why it's the smart choice. But it's also not the only reason, of course. In terms of programs that are taught in English, which I assume is the biggest thing that you will be asking for, even though we are quite a small country, we do offer over 1,000 programs taught in English. So the variety is huge. You can really choose whatever you want to study, and there's quite a good chance that it will be taught in English. Also, we have more than 17% of international students here in the Czech Republic. So there's a strong international community here. You can get along with a lot of the international students. The Czech students are used to having international classmates, so there's definitely a big advantage as well. If you're into research, then we have a fact for you too, and that you can actually have quite an innovative career in research in the Czech Republic after your graduation, if that's your choice. But we also have a fun fact for the parents that you can definitely tell them, and that's that the Czech Republic is one of the most peaceful countries in the world. We actually belong to the top 10. So if you happen to be walking in the dark, going shopping, grocery shopping after 8 p.m., you don't have to be afraid for your life. It will be all fine. Definitely also do take advantage of our strategic location within Europe. It's right center. You can see the map, the red shape. It's our lovely country right in the center of Europe. It's super easy for traveling within 2 or 3 hours by car, by train, by bus. You can reach Germany, Austria, Slovakia, Poland, all our neighboring countries. So definitely do take advantage of that because traveling is a big thing in Europe. We're also the third most affordable country in Europe. So that's, you know what, that comes back to why the Czech Republic is the smart choice for you, why you should think smart. And we're also the 13th most sustainable country. We do take care of our planet. So definitely it's quite an important thing for us too. These are the facts that we've just told you. And you know what, you don't have to be taking just our word for it. This year, earlier, we conducted a survey among our international alumni, and 97% of them actually would recommend studying in the Czech Republic. They would make this decision all over again and do study in the Czech Republic again. So these facts are actually true. We didn't make them up. And also, I've mentioned studying, traveling, working, just living, you know, and this is exactly what happens in the Czech Republic if you go and study here. There are affordable living costs. Usually it's about 400 to 800 American dollars a month. And that would include the meals, accommodation, public transport, culture, events, basically just living. So as you can see, pretty affordable. Affordable is also the accommodation. You can choose and live in dorms, but also a shared flat, private flat, anything like that is a possibility in the Czech Republic. It just depends how much privacy you want to have. Usually this would be around 300 to 800 American dollars for a monthly rent, just depending where you live. You can also enjoy quite a lot of discounts in the Czech Republic as a student. You should have a student card called ISIC. There are a lot of places that use this card, and you will have discounts for fares, for events, for meals, pretty much a lot. So that's definitely a big advantage to have an ISIC card as a student. You also have a possibility to work while studying in the Czech Republic, and it doesn't matter where you come from. There are only two requirements. It has to go hand in hand with your visa requirements. That depends on each case for sure. And you cannot lose the student status. That means you still have to go to lectures and seminars, but other than that, you're free to work. After your graduation, you can also enter the labor market with a special visa and stay here for up to 9 months and start a business or find a job. So and hopefully you won't want to leave the Czech Republic right after graduation, you can just prolong your trip here and actually get a bit more experience. We also have a strong community here of international students. I've already mentioned that. There are about 50,000 international students here. And what's also really good to know is that Prague and Brno belong to the top 10 of the student cities in the world. And Prague last year, so it's pretty fresh and it's definitely true, was voted the most beautiful city in the world. So plenty to see and do in the Czech Republic at an affordable price. Moreover, there's also rich cultural heritage in the Czech Republic. We're quite famous for that. We have 14 UNESCO protected sites, but also more than 1,500 castles and chateaux, 35 spas, 5 national parks, historical cities and villages with a lot of cultural events. So if you fancy getting to know the Czech mentality a bit more, I would highly recommend visiting any of these places and really soaking in the Czech mentality. A couple of facts and figures just to make sure you know everything. So our official language is Czech. We're quite a small country with over 10 million people. We are a member of the European Union. However, we have our own currency. We don't use euros. We have Czech crowns, and we are very proud of that. We have 61 universities, with 26 being public, 2 state, and 33 private. So for quite a small country, 61 universities is a lot. So again, plenty to choose from. About the international students and the community, there are about 500,000 students in the Czech Republic currently, and 50,000 of them are international. So even though we belong to the smaller countries in Europe, we have one of the highest percentages of international students in Europe, and that's 17%. It's a lot. So definitely you will enjoy the international vibe in the Czech Republic too. In terms of the most popular programs to go and study for international students, definitely the number one would be engineering and all these technical programs. We are really good at these as well, and a lot of them are taught in English. Then there's the classics such as business or medicine, and there would also be social studies and stuff like that. So that's for sure also popular. And now I will pass on to Nicola to tell you a bit more about finding the best program for you.
Thank you so much, Clara. So if you want to find the best program for you, which we are sure you do, we are here to guide you and to help you exactly with that. And let me tell you how you can find the best program for you. Here you can see the screenshot of our Study In portal. And from now on, the Study In the Czech Republic portal should be your BFF, because you can find virtually all of the information available about the programs that are offered by the Czech universities and the list of the universities themselves. Back to the programs, there's in the portal, there's not only full degree programs available, which you can filter actually using many filters, because our portal is very interactive. So yeah, you can filter, for example, fields of study or the tuition fees, etc. And yeah, there's not only full degree programs available, but also short-term study programs, preparatory courses, summer schools, etc. You can use the QR code, which will lead you directly to our portal. So yeah, please consider the study portal as your BFF from now on. And if you want to be spoiled for choice, which again, I'm sure you do, as Clara already said, there's more than 60 higher education institutions in the Czech Republic, which are spread virtually all across our country. And these universities offer virtually all fields of study. In total, we offer more than 1,000 degree programs in English, but there's also some programs that are offered in other languages, like, for example, French. You can also apply for summer or winter schools and language and preparatory courses. We'll talk about the Czech language preparatory courses in a minute. You can also apply for short-term exchange programs or MBA or LMA, LLM programs. And all of these are available in our portal again. So please use our portal. If you don't speak any Czech, the Czech language is a very difficult language, yet beautiful. But if you don't speak any Czech yet, don't worry. There's no reason to worry, because we've got you covered. The programs in the Czech language at Czech public and state universities are virtually free of charge for all citizens, all nationalities, no matter the nationality, they are free of charge. However, when you decide to study in English, these programs are usually paid, no matter the institutions, whether it's public or private, these are usually paid. And the average tuition fee per year is or varies from 3,000 American dollars to 20,000 American dollars. But again, back to the Czech language, you can actually learn Czech even before coming to the Czech Republic. And we offer many language preparatory courses. They are available for you to master the language and prepare for the studies in the Czech language. And if you really want to master the language and be like a pro, even before coming to our country, you can check out these 3 videos featuring my lovely colleague Clara, and she will teach you these 3 simple phrases like to je pohoda, bez práce nejsou koláče, or co děláš o víkendu, what are you doing over the weekend. You can use the QR code, which will lead you directly to our Instagram profile, and you can check out these videos there on our Instagram. Here you can see the lovely shape of our country and the cities and towns in the Czech Republic, and what's most important, the Czech universities. They are, as I already said, spread across the whole country. And in the blue, you can see the universities which are public, and in the red, these are the universities that are private. And again, use the QR code, which will lead you directly to our portal, where you can filter different fields of study, different universities, etc. About scholarships. There's plenty to choose from when it comes to the scholarships as well. All of the information about the scholarships, not only in general, but also more of the detailed information about how to apply, etc., for scholarships for degree studies or scholarships for study or research stays is available on our website, studyin.cz. You can even see the conditions and how to apply there if you go to the section Study Scholarships. And let me just say, the scholarships are not administered directly by us. These scholarships are usually offered by the Czech universities themselves or by the Ministry of Education. About research. If you want to gain some career in research, you definitely can, and you definitely should try if you will have the opportunity. Many of the universities have their own research centers, and we also have many European centers of excellence, for example, or regional research centers. There's actually 40 regional research centers, and these are co-funded by the European Union. So yeah, if you want to gain a career in research, please consider this, because we're really good in research. You can start your career during studying or even after your studies. And I know it sounds very nice what we've been just saying here during the presentation, but you don't need to take just our word. Here you can see the hard data. We have university rankings, which are available on, for example, these are QS university rankings or the World University Rankings. And I think we have many universities that are in the top 10, for example. We have 10 universities in top 1,000 in the world. So yeah, I think that's definitely something which you should consider as well. Now let me pass you back on to Clara.
Thank you, Nicola. So let me tell you what we actually do. So Nicola and I and our colleagues as the Study in the Czech Republic initiative, and how we can help you. You know what, maybe when you're considering to go and study abroad in the center of Europe, to go and study in the Czech Republic, far, far away from your home, maybe you're afraid that you'll feel homesick. And let me tell you, you will. It's normal, that everybody does. And every other international student in the Czech Republic does feel the same. They do feel homesick as well. So there's a strong community of these international students that you can rely on, that will have your back. Also, the Czech students in your class at your university, they will be right there for you, because we are used to having you as an international student here among us. And we will help you to make a second home. So we will be your second family, your second home, and you will definitely fit right in. If you want to see a bit more about the student life and the studies of other international students that are here in the Czech Republic at the moment, we have our studying ambassadors. So if you look up our Instagram, for example, the student ambassadors, they come from different countries, studying different things, different universities, living in different cities of the Czech Republic, and they do have their own regular takeovers. So just follow us on Instagram, and you will have a peek into their lives and studies. They also write a student blog, so there's plenty of information and their experiences right there. And they also help us within the Facebook group that is directed at prospective students. And if you ask there a question about anything, they are right there and they will help you answer the question and get the answer that you want. I keep telling you about Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. So how would you get in touch with us? Super easy, and you have lots of opportunities where you can actually get directly in touch with us or our ambassadors. If you have a question that is slightly more technical, it could be anything from finding the perfect program for you and using your BFF now, using your studying portal, or having scholarship issues, visa issues, anything like that, questions that are a bit broader and right at the start of your application process and finding the perfect country, then use our info at studyin.cz, our email address. Definitely do browse our website, studyin.cz. There's lots of information right there about the studies and life in the Czech Republic. You can also use the portal that we've mentioned a couple of times. For Instagram, Study in the Czech Republic, the takeovers, the photos, the reels, everything like that. I don't have to be telling you what you can find on Instagram. Our Instagram is quite good, so have a look right there. Facebook page for, again, more general information, Facebook group, feel free to ask a question right there. And my colleagues or our studying ambassadors will help you with that. You can also have a look at our videos and use our YouTube channel. Plenty of possibilities to get in touch. If that's still not enough, though, we've got you covered again, and that's our publications. So we have a hot from the press new brochure about the Czech higher education system. It's quite detailed. So if you want to know a bit more about that, definitely use the QR code and it will send you directly to the publication section on our website. There's also a student leaflet, so there's the basic information about a student life in the Czech Republic that as a prospective student can be super, super useful. And there's also the map of the Czech Republic with the Czech universities that was shown a couple of slides before. So, guys, this is it. Actually, this was an overview of the studies and lives of our international students and hopefully of you in the foreseeable future in the Czech Republic. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to know more, studyin.cz is the website, info@studyin.cz is the email address. I know we've covered quite a lot here. It's a lot of information. So now this was hopefully a good teaser for you that you say, I can actually go and study in the Czech Republic and think really smart. And we have our own national fair. I mentioned that at the beginning. It's happening on the 24th of November. And we will have more than 20 Czech universities there with us. So if right now you're persuaded and we sold you the Czech Republic and the studying over here, definitely come to the online fair. It's happening with the student world as it is this webinar. So you will see the registration links pop up as well. And maybe even the campaigns using Instagram, Facebook, or maybe some searching agents as well. And you will have the possibility to chat with your and share all the worries that you may have about studying in the Czech Republic with the Czech universities, and they will help you answer those questions. So the 24th of November is your day to ask questions and actually make the final decision that you want to study in the Czech Republic, because you know what? Your future you choose. So definitely think smart and make the smart choice. Study in the Czech Republic. This is an overview that we've covered right now, Nicola and I. But so you wouldn't have to take only our word for it. We brought in our ambassador, Alexa. So Alexa, hello.
Hi.
Hello, hi Clara, hi Nicola, and hi everyone.
Alexa, would you actually introduce yourself, please, to the
Yes.
audience and tell us where you come from, what you study, and why you chose the Czech Republic?
So good morning or good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Alexa Perez, and I come from the Philippines. I have been living here in the Czech Republic for 1 year already, and I live in the second largest city called Brno. And I study at Masaryk University under the program of International Relations and European Politics. And what convinced me to move and study here in the Czech Republic were probably four factors, such as number one, quality education; two, the international atmosphere. It is a student city. Three, the low cost of living. It's very affordable, especially for students. And lastly, of course, is safety.
Awesome. Just, you know what, guys, we didn't rehearse this. So what Alexa is just saying is not that we told her, okay, you have to go through all the reasons why you should study in the Czech Republic. So you can see here that this is really true, that we didn't make it up. We didn't sugarcoat it, and it's actually the reality over here. So thank you, Alexa, for sharing this.
That's
It's
my
lovely.
personal opinion, honestly.
That's all that we ask for, exactly. Actually, one more question before I give you the space, Nicola. Do you study in English or in Czech?
My program is in English, so I'm paying tuition fees. But if you choose to study your program in Czech, you don't have to pay tuition fees, I believe.
Exactly.
This leads me to another question. Did you learn any basic Czech, maybe?
I would say that the Czech language is very far from my original language. So it was kind of difficult to pick up words, and the
Yeah.
alphabet is very different. There are lots of words that I could not pronounce. But after a year of staying, I would say that I can maybe say a few Czech words and a few phrases that are useful. For example, in groceries, it's very important to know some Czech phrases in there.
Yeah, because you said you study in Brno, right?
Yes.
I'm sure there's probably some locals that would like to chat with you in Czech, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's
Especially
true.
the Brno accent. That might be quite interesting for an international student. Guys, don't worry. Brno accent is sometimes very difficult for us as the Czechs to understand as well. So, Alexa, if you're having troubles with that, you're completely safe. You're Czech. It's fine.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Definitely not.
And maybe regarding the scholarships, Alexa, did you apply for any kind of scholarship before coming here?
Mhm. No, I did not apply for any scholarships, but I believe that every university here in Czech Republic, or for example, my university, they offer scholarships. You just have to look at the faculties that offer the scholarships that you want, and yeah, I think you can apply for these, and as well as, for example, financial aid and accommodation grant. Accommodation grant, I receive this every semester. So that's one thing I applied for.
Yeah, and you stay at dormitories or?
No, I live in a flat, and I wasn't fortunate enough to find a place at the dorms since due to visa issues, I came in here about 2 months late. So I had to look for a flat for my own.
Perfect.
Are you in a shared flat or you're completely alone? You're in a private flat?
It's a shared flat, but I have my own room, and my roommate has her own room. So the only thing we share is the kitchen and the bathroom, I guess.
Nice.
Sure. See, when you actually decided to come here, what was the biggest challenge? Like, how did you adapt to the Czech university lifestyle?
Yes. When I first got here, of course, I was very anxious and scared about, being in a completely different environment. But of course, I also encountered some challenges. One of this was the language barrier, because originally I thought that everyone knew and spoke English, but apparently not a lot of people do speak English in here. But I was able to overcome these challenges by I'm just integrating myself further into the culture, learning more about the Czech culture and getting to know more Czech people. And I guess I was also surrounded by international students since the community is very diverse. And this kind of like helped me to adapt because all of us are just going through the same thing. So, we all got our backs. And yeah, it was a very nice experience, though.
Nice. And if you could actually compare the Czech university system or the student life over here with the one from the Philippines, what would you say?
Um, I would say that both the Czech and the Philippine education system has its own appeal. It's very different from each other. I wouldn't really say which one is better because, as I said, it has its own appeal. But if I were to describe the Czech education system, I would say that it's very manageable and flexible. There is not much pressure compared to like Asian education system, and I guess uh, you also have a lot of free time. So if you want to work, if you want to socialize with other people, there is definitely a great balance of work and life, social life. So yeah, it's very different from what we have in the Philippines, but it's a nice way. It's a nice kind of different, I guess.
Have you visited the Czech Republic before, actually, before like coming here for studies?
No, so when I first went here, it was my first time to travel alone, and it was also my first time to go to Europe. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a big step for me.
When you're talking about Europe, did you already have some time to travel outside of Brno and
Yes,
see some things?
definitely. I love the location of the Czech Republic. It's very central, 2 hours away from Vienna, 3 hours away from Prague. And I kind of like took advantage of this. And in 1 year, I think I visited about 8 countries already in more than 20
Wow.
cities. So yeah, it's very nice. It's such a interesting experience. And one thing I would like to point out is that you get
Yeah.
student discounts for transportations. So you can get up to about 50%. So I would say that as a student, take advantage of all these since you can move around freely and you have a lot of free time. So yeah, it's a nice thing.
And I think what's also nice is that you don't need any visa permit
Yes.
when you're traveling across Europe,
Yes,
right?
I was so
Yeah, that's-
surprised actually because I thought that there would be some kind of borders where
Mhm.
this is the Czech Republic, this is Austria, but no, there's no borders anywhere. You can just um, go by bus, and you'll be in a different country in a matter of like one hour and 30 minutes, and yeah, it was
Exactly.
really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a huge advantage
Yes,
because we are part of the Schengen system. So for all the countries, mostly, that means mostly the whole Europe that is part of the Schengen area, there are no borders. So you don't have to be showing your passport, your ID, anything. You're just crossing the somewhere that you probably think is the line
yeah,
between the countries, and in a couple of minutes you're in a completely other
yeah.
country with completely different language and lifestyle and stuff like that, and other people and other places to see. So definitely a huge advantage of the Czech
Yes,
Republic.
that's true.
Alexa, do you actually have a part-time job?
Yes, I am currently working. I have a part-time job, and yeah, if we want to share information about part-time jobs here in Czech Republic, I would say that most of the jobs here are um, maybe focused on customer service, like for example, AT&T, Zebra, Adico. So most people I know work in those fields, and you can also get a job at maybe cafes or restaurants, and yeah, but maybe you'd have to learn some Czech for that.
I guess some basic Czech would be sufficient.
Yeah.
So definitely in Prague, Brno, and the bigger cities, you can get by quite easily with like simple English as well. Even though you are a barista in a Czech cafe and a Czech person comes and orders a coffee,
Yeah.
so you will be absolutely fine.
Yes, that is true.
I think we're slowly approaching the end of our Q&A,
I
right?
guess so.
I have actually one question, and that's why did you choose the Czech Republic, and why would you recommend the people that are here with us today to study in the Czech Republic?
As I mentioned, I considered the affordability and the safety. So those were, I think, the two biggest factors that kind of convinced me to move to the Czech Republic. And if I were to convince other students who were once in my position as well, um, to on why they should study here in the Czech Republic, first of all, you are in an international community, so I would say that this is a great advantage, since you would be able to build your own network, meet more people who could be vital in your career, maybe in the future. So take advantage of that. And another one is that it is very accessible. You can get around the city in 20 minutes or even less. And the public transportation is very efficient. And yeah, it's a huge thing compared to like the Philippines. It's kind of hard to get around. But in here, as I said, 20 minutes or less, and you're in the other end of this entire city already. And lastly would be, I guess, quality education. It's very important that I receive quality education, since, first of all, that's my main purpose of stay here in the Czech Republic. And I can say that even after a year of staying here, I still enjoy going to my lectures and actually learning from my professors and my colleagues. And one thing I like the universities is that whenever inside these classrooms, the professors usually encourage you to be as interactive as possible, and they want you to participate a lot. And you won't feel judged because there's no right or wrong answers, so it's a very collaborative experience. So I guess those are the reasons why I would encourage anybody to study here in the Czech Republic as well.
Perfect.
Amazing. Alexa, thank you very much for sharing all of this information and all of your experiences here with us and with our audience. I think it's been super, super helpful. Throughout our presentation and you talking, we received a few questions from our audience. So definitely, Alexa, please stay here.
Yes.
And if there's something a bit more unique that someone's asked about your experience, we will just ask you directly so you could answer the question live. The first question I saw during the presentation when we have was about the language requirements for as the entry level. Usually it's a B2 level. That would be the standard. If you decide to go and study medicine, for example, it can very well be a bit higher. It can be a C1. But under all of the descriptions of each program, you will find the requirements, and that should be stated right there. Usually, as I said, it's a B2 level, and it would be a certificate of English, the level that you would actually prove. Should we go through the chat and if you have any questions that you see right there? Yep. So
I think this is quite a nice question for Alexa, right?
Absolutely.
what are the culture shocks that you have experienced the first week of moving into the Czech Republic?
Culture shocks during my first week.
If there were any.
Yeah. I think that first of all the restaurants have the same menu everywhere you go. It's always goulash and potatoes and schnitzels everywhere. Like every single restaurant has the same menu. And like back in the Philippines, like there's a lot of, you can go from pizza to rice and Japanese, Chinese. There's a lot of restaurants to choose from. And in here, it's kind of like the same everywhere. And another one would be the public transportation. I didn't really know how to use it because I thought you were gonna have to pay the driver for the transport fee, but apparently that's not how it works. You just have to purchase a 1 month or 3 month or even a year that ticket validity. And yeah, so for about, I think my first month here, I was getting lost every single day because I didn't know how to use the public transportation system. So I guess not much of a culture shock, but more of a fun experience on my part, I guess.
But now you're a pro.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, now I'm a pro.
Guys, there are a lot of questions about scholarships for sure. It's a huge topic, we know, but it's super difficult to answer like this because it's different in each case for each person. It depends on the country where you come from. It depends on your background, on what you want to study. So please go and see our website, studyin.cz, and the section scholarships. The basic information is right there. Also bear in mind that, as Nicola said within her part of the presentation, a lot of the universities have their own scholarship programs. So if you use your BFF, your portal, to find the best program that you like the most, the university, so please get in touch with the admissions office as well and ask them, or find the information on the university's website, because a lot of the Czech universities have their own scholarship programs too.
Let me check the other questions. We've already covered the language proficiency, right?
Yes, there were quite a few of them as well. Maybe there was a different one for requirements for a master's degree. Very similar case to the scholarships. It's very, very different for each program, for each university. So we can only give you a basic overview that would be on our website as well. But for more detailed information that is more applicable, definitely find more information on the university's website using the program's website, because it varies a lot. So there's no general answer, unfortunately.
Alexa, how long did it actually take you to go through the whole process of applying for a visa and for the university itself? I suppose it can be even more than 1 year, right?
Yes, especially with getting your visa, it can take quite some time. But for me, I think I waited about 3 months after my visa was released, and yeah, I think the entire process took about 5 months for me from when I applied until to when I got in here.
Yeah, thank you. There's one question about working after completing the degree. How many years can you work after completing the degree? You can work here for as long as you want, as long as you acquire the visa for work purposes. As we already mentioned, you'll have the 9-month post-study special visa to be able to find a job or start a business, and then you will actually automatically be given the not automatically, I'm sorry, you will have to apply for the work visa, and then you can stay here for as long as the visa is valid, or you have to, of course, reapply for the visa. But yeah, this is actually, like, working in the Czech Republic itself is not our main topic. So then you will have to probably get in touch with the Ministry of the Interior.
Exactly. There's another question. In which month of winter the intake will start? Alexa, thank you for replying to that one. The universities have a September intake. So that's already passed. But what we usually say, and now is the right time for you to begin thinking and start the process of applying for the next academic year. So that's also the reason why we're doing the webinar, why we're doing the national fair on the 24th that's happening online. So now is the perfect time to start the process, get all the documentations, and be accepted for the next year's academic intake. So definitely it would be around the time right here to start. And next September, October would be the start of your academic year.
Yeah. Then there's one question about the Czech language. Again, if you know some Czech, would you be afforded the privilege of free education, regardless the fact that you're not from the Czech Republic? We already mentioned that, and we also have an answer from Alexa actually there. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, no matter the nationality, you can study free of charge in the Czech language.
The email, you're asking quite a lot about the email. So again, maybe we can actually go back to the chat and post it right there again. It's info, like information, info@studyin.cz. Thank you, Carla, for bringing the slide back there. So it's the studyin.cz website and the info@studyin.cz email address for basically all these questions that we covered right now. This is exactly the kind of questions you can actually email us, and one of our colleagues will reply to you as soon as possible.
A couple of new questions actually popped up right now. Is there any free medical education? Again, if you study in the Czech language, that would be completely free of charge at a public university. But if you decide to study in English, there are tuition fees. And please also make sure that you have the language proficiency high enough for study fields like medicine or law, for example, as well.
Another quite good question. Is it easy to find halal food in the Czech Republic? The Czech cuisine is special, that's for sure. It's very tasty. Maybe, Alexa, what is your opinion about the Czech cuisine? Do you like any of our Czech typical dishes?
I would say that, I don't know, like it kind of tastes the same for me. Like if you go to Vienna, you go to Germany, it's also the same food. So coming from
Very
the
similar.
Philippines, I prefer to eat rice every day, so I just cook my own food or go to Asian. There's a lot of Asian restaurants, usually Vietnamese or Chinese. So, and they're cheaper, so I usually go to those.
That's exactly where I wanted to go. So thanks for that. Yes, you can find halal food. You can actually find any other dietary requirements, if it's gluten-free, lactose-free, stuff like that. It is available here, so you don't have to worry about that. It's not our typical Czech dish. That would include all of that, gluten, lactose, everything like that. It's quite heavy, very tasty, but quite heavy. But if you don't fancy that, don't worry. There are plenty other opportunities, a lot of international food here, and a lot of supermarkets where you can find quite a lot of these ingredients. We also have quite a lot of Asian shops here with the true Asian ingredients. So definitely there shouldn't be a problem. So maybe two more, as our time is unfortunately up almost.
There's one question about the PhD in English language or literature program. I do believe we do offer such programs, and you will have a chance to ask yourself during the national fair itself, the universities, if they offer such programs, or you can definitely do your research before and use our BFF or your BFF that's studying the Czech Republic portal and search for the PhD level, and the study field would be English language or literature program.
Another question that just popped up about the criminality rate in the Czech Republic, very low. Very low. It's one of the safest countries in the world, so you do not have to be afraid about that. It is very safe to go around even when it's dark. And even as a girl on my own, I would not be afraid. Even in Prague, we are situated in Prague, so it's absolutely okay.
It's even safe to marry here. That's the new question. It should be safe to marry.
Should be safe to marry here. So I guess we covered quite a lot of topics. Alexa, thank you very much. If you want to meet Alexa again, she is our studying ambassador, so sooner or later you will find her posts on our Instagram, on our social media, and you will definitely see Alexa again, that's for sure. You can email us anytime using info@studying.cz, which you can see still there with the presentation slide. And don't worry about our student online national fair. So it's free of charge. You can register using the website studyinCz.online, and more than 20 Czech universities will be right there with us. You can chat with them. You will have 4 hours to actually go through all the questions that you have. We will be there as well. So come and see us, chat with us, even just pop by to say hello. And if you have any other questions, any other worries, you'll have plenty of opportunities to get in touch. So don't worry, we've got you covered. Just think smart, study in the Czech Republic.
Exactly.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.